What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Thanks for watching. I gotta say, I have a lot of sweet stuff on the way for the 135 and I am super pumped on it. Today's video is gonna be about some carbon fiber door panels. These things are awesome, and I wanna go ahead and just show you the one I already installed. This thing is looking sick. So, I haven't told you guys yet, but I'm really putting this thing on a diet. It is really dropping some weight, but I'm gonna leave those details for future videos. I'm gonna kind of do a piece by piece, and this is one of the pieces I'm installing. So, I'm gonna show you guys how to install these, how much weight they're dropping, and just how badass they are, so stay tuned. So basically, I saw these on Socrates 135. He's got the 1M conversion and did a bunch of weight reduction, and I just think they look badass. So I'm stoked about the weight reduction, and I think they look cool. I basically decided to just go all out. But as you saw over there, I've got the passenger side installed, and I have yet to do the driver's side. So I'm going to show you guys the step-by-step how to install this and figure out exactly how much I saved for weight. So let's get to it. Now the first step's pretty obvious, and that's to remove the stock door card. Unfortunately, I did not film that. The reason I really did this is because I found a guy that wanted to buy my complete black interior. So one day he came over, we just gutted everything really quick. I sold him the majority of my black interior parts, and that's kind of the reason why I decided to go through with this. So I don't have that clip, but these are pretty straightforward to remove. This is what it looks like behind that door panel. And before we affix the carbon fiber panel, it's important to mount the pull strap before putting that on. I almost overlooked that before and put the whole panel on and realized I didn't have the pull strap to feed through. So it's important that we mount this to the door first, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. In the center of the door, there's a little protrusion here where the stock door pull mounted to. I'm just going to cut this out, a little square here. And we are going to be just using this same mounting hole. This plastic piece just pulls right out, and the pull strap included with the kit is simply just a bolt with 2 washers and a nut. And I'll have to slice another hole probably right around here just to get my hand back in there to feed the nut and the washer. But we'll just be basically affixing that like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out the best spot to make a slit in this and pick up there. I just used a box cutter to cut a little L shape right along here and then straight down here. This will allow me to get my hand back in here to affix the nut and the washer right here. It's important to roll the window up for this step, that way the glass isn't in the way. And take care when putting this little washer and nut behind here, because I don't want to drop this in the panel, and they're really small. So let's see if I can manage this. Alright, got the washer on, and I've got the nut started. Alright, I did not drop it. That is cause for celebration. So as you can see, it's started here. So with the pull strap lightly attached, I will have to get at the back side with this 7mm wrench. This worked for me on the other door, and you'll also need a 3mm Allen key. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my Allen key in my handy dandy little electric screwdriver and fit my wrench back there. And I'll start and tighten this up. Alright, this door pull is completely secure. So step 1 complete. I'm glad I didn't forget to do that. And this is fine just as is. If you want, you can tape this shut, but I think it's going to be just okay like that. And the next step is going to be getting the door panel on. As you can see, the door pull is nice, tight, and secure here. I'm going to cover up this cut with just 2 pieces of electrical tape just to maintain that barrier being sealed. And now we can move on to the next step. Now these next two things are optional. I did it on the other side just for looks, but I trimmed up this styrofoam piece a little bit. I cut maybe, I don't know, 6 inches off of it, just because otherwise it hangs out the side of the door panel. And since this is black with a black door panel, I just wanted to hide that a little bit. So as you can see, I just took off about 6 inches. So now it's just black right there. You'll know what I'm talking about later. And the other thing is removing these little metal tabs that held the stock door panel on. It's easier to take these off before you put the carbon fiber panel on. I just use a trim remover tool to kind of get under these and pry them out. So that's how you do that. You can leave them in if you ever plan on putting stock door cards back on, but considering I sold mine, I'm gonna pop these out. That way when I rest my arm on it, I'm not gonna have these annoying things in the way. Before we attach the door card into the car, we need to assemble it with the pieces here, and that includes the window switch, the door handle, the speaker, and the speaker cover. And now these all just pop in for the most part, just like you think they would. Kind of just pops in and holds like that. Same thing with the handle, and the speaker bolts in with the supplied hardware here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all that and kind of walk you through the process. To mount the speakers, there's only one orientation they can go in. We'll be sliding the bolt through the front side. This is currently the back side that we're looking at. And you'll be using the supplied bolt, 2 little spacers here. So I'm gonna slide those on. And then the speaker will go just on just like this, and I'll get the bolt started, or the nut started here, and we're just gonna do that 2 more times. And just like that, the speaker is mounted and spaced out. The spacers belong on the inside just like that. So the speaker sits back a little bit, and I'll just go ahead and tighten up these bolts now since they're just finger tight, and we'll move on to the next step. Now with everything attached, like you see, we've got the speaker grill, the door handle, and the window switch. This is the easy part. We basically just connect everything in the back. So the door pull just snaps right in. The window switch plugs right in. Just like this. And the speaker connects over here. And now we kind of raise it up into position, and you'll see all these mounting screws here. There's just kind of a rubber nut on the back. Obviously we want to remember to feed through the door pull before securely attaching it, but then just one by one we just push in all these little clips. And I don't need to bore you guys with this, so I'm gonna speed this up a little bit and visit back once I got them all in. And just like that, she's installed, and it looks fantastic. I love these things. There's only one last modification I have to make to it, and that is to mount this door lock pin here. I don't want it dangling down, and I don't want to hide it behind the door. I still want to use this thing, so I'm actually going to drill some holes in it, and I'm going to show you guys that. Now just for safe measure, I put a piece of painter's tape over it, and I'm just going to drill 2 holes. This thing's going to stick up just like this, so I'm going to drill 1 hole right about here. I'm not sure if you noticed that, but I actually had the drill in the reverse option, just so the drill bit spins the other way and hopefully leaves a cleaner cut there. I can pull this back, show you guys what that looks like. Yeah, it's a somewhat clean cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one more on this side, and then I'm just gonna loop through a zip tie, and that'll hold this thing right in place. Now with those holes drilled, I am threading a small zip tie just through here. Tighten that up a little bit. Oh, guess who already put the zip tie through without putting the damn handle on? I'm gonna cut this off and try this again. Take two. This time I'm snaking this up here, and I'm gonna do it with the lever in between it. There we go. Push this pin back in here. And now that's held in, and it still should retain its function. And just like that, we're done. These panels are made by a company called Project Carbon UK. I would recommend them now that I've installed them. Everything seems to fit very well. They weigh about 3 pounds each, which is crazy because the stock door panel assembly weighs 10 pounds. So that's a 7-pound savings on each side, and I get to retain the speaker. That's one thing I don't want to remove from this car. I've got speakers, I still have the subs under the seats here. I still love driving this car around. So that being said, I'm not gonna give up things like air conditioning and power steering and a radio. And just like that, this video is over. So give it a thumbs up if you like these door cards as much as I do. Also, make sure you subscribe because I got a lot more weight reduction coming, inside, outside, front and the back, on the top, under the car, all over the place. So if you want to see those awesome videos and see how much weight I can take out of this car, make sure you tune in for the next video, and I will see you guys then. Peace.